Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay, Laylatul Aqeedah. Let us start inshallah with knowing one or two Arabic sentences tonight. We all know Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. So Laylatul Sirah, the night of the Sirah. So Laylatul Aqeedah, the night of the Aqeedah. So Layla means night, and the most important night we're all waiting for, they said, the first Layla in our grave. The night number one, for the first time we're going to be in the graveyard. That is a big Layla. However, I recited Surah Al-Kafirun in the second rak'ah. And I just wanted us to make it as a topic tonight, inshallah, about the Aqeedah. What is Aqeedah and how it impacts individual and community life? And where do we take our Aqeedah from? So inshallah we go around these 3 points. What is Aqeedah and how it impacts on our life, and where do we get our Aqeedah from? Aqeedah in Arabic as Arabic word from aqada, and aqada means to tie or to lock, to put things together strongly. Aqada. This is aqada. Like now I put my two hands up together, become strong. It means to lock something in. And when we tie something, it becomes strong. And usually we do that for something we trust, and we hold it and lock it and believe it is ours. This is in Arabic, Aqeedah. And in Islam, Aqeedah is understanding the ghaibiyat, the unseen, the unknown. And we hear it from the divine, and we believe in it, becomes our Aqeedah. The Arabs said long time ago, قِفْ دُونَ رَأْيِكَ فِي الْحَيَاةِ مُجَاهِدًا إِنَّ الْحَيَاةَ Aqeedatun wa jihadu. You have to have an idea in your life. They used to say idea or opinion, but as a Muslim, we don't have an idea, we don't have opinion, we have what we have, a belief, Aqeedah, based on divine information concerning the unseen and the unknown. We call it ghaib. So what does poetry mean? If you don't believe in something, you stand for nothing and you live for nothing, and you will fall down. You have to believe in something and then struggle to achieve it. We call that Aqeedah. I believe in this, I will make it happen or die trying. What is the first and the most important Aqeedah? It is La ilaha illallah. Inna Allaha wahidun la sharika lahu. Allah is one, no partner with him. Aqeedah. And once we say this, it is very clear, no doubt, no confusion. Allah is one, no partner with him. We're living in a world debating. Some say he is not there is no God. That's what some say. The atheist. That's what they say, and focus on they say, but they don't believe. Because for you to believe, you have to complete the evidence, but to them, they don't believe because they don't have enough evidence. It means they are yet to learn. In another word, there is no pure atheist exist, no way. Because so far they're saying it doesn't make sense to my little brain and my mind, to so far I know. So it's still shortcoming from their time. But one day, they will reach, because they are half of the Aqeedah. Half of the true Aqeedah is to say, La ilaha, there is no God. And the atheists, the communists, stay there. Who is the first person to be atheist in the history of mankind? When we go deep into time, the Quran told us about Nimrod, who was debating with the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and he said he is the God. Ibrahim said to him, Rabbi alladhi yuhyi wa yumeet. My Lord and the God is the one who gave life and take life. Nimrod said, I do that. He brought out 2 prisoners who were sentenced to death, both of them. He brought them out and killed one and let one go. This is his things. Look, I give life and I take life. And then Ibrahim alayhi salam said to him, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْتِي بِالشَّمْسِ مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ فَأْتِ بِهَا مِنَ الْمَغْرِبِ. Allah makes the sun rise from the east. So you make it rise from the west. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ. Of course, the kafir jaw dropped. He was refuted. But Namrud was atheist, didn't believe in God. And again we read about Fir'aun. He also did not believe that Allah exists. And he said to the people of Egypt, Ya qawmi ma alimtu lakum min ilahin ghayri. O my people, to my knowledge, there is no God out there for you except me. And he said to the people of Egypt, Alaysa li mulku Misra, wa hadhihi al-anharu tajri min tahti, afala tubsirun. Don't you know that Egypt is mine? I am the king, I am the owner. And the Nile River and the seas running under my authority. Can't you see that? And we read in Surah Al-A'la, فَقَالَ أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. And then he said, I am your Lord, the Most High. So he was atheist, Fir'aun. And then we come to the recent world for between the 17th, 18th century, the modern atheist started. When the world was so dark, due to the confusion of the Catholic who ran the world but in a very messy way, and the scientific revolution started, this gave birth to Karl Marx, who said, La ilah wal hayatu madda wa din afyun ash-shu'ub. This is the logo of Karl Marx, the father of communism, who said there is no God, life is matter, and religion is the opium of the people. That's what he believed. There is no God, life is matter. And religion is the opium of the people. Opium means drugs. It means religion gets like drugs, put people to sleep. They become rely on God and sit there and do nothing. He was watching the religious people at that time. Mutawakilun, they believe God will do everything for us. But Karl Marx was wrong because he put all religion in one basket. He didn't know Islam. Islam is a religion that makes you stand up, struggle, create, invent, study. But he put all religion in one basket here. So again, as we can see, and then we had, who is that guy? Charles Darwin, and the origin of species and the evolution. Again, he denied the creation, believed in evolution, but the Quran approved both. Allah created. 1 week actually, last week, one of the students asked me at the school here, Brother Imam, which one is first, the chicken or the egg? I said the chicken, because that is the origin. Which one was first, Adam or his sperm? Because chicken is the egg is the process, the seed of the future. But Allah created what? The origin, and then evolution then continue happening. Like we start from a sperm and then a drop of blood. Allah created this. Khuliqa. See the word said, Khuliqa min ma'in dafiq. Man is created from what? From a pouring water. Anyway, Adam was created from what? From the dust. Dust evolved into meat and blood and so on. And we from the sperm, we are who we are today. So creation and then supported by evolution. Allah make it that way. And Charles Darwin, he was a Catholic himself. And his book so-called, the Bible said, God created man. But his story is showing that he did not create. So anyway, all of these ideas, and then Sigmund Freud, who had the idea of human being in the beginning believe in the perfectness of the Father. The Father is the perfect, as a child you see the perfect one. And then when you grow up, he's not perfect. So we create another one out there. So illusion, he believed. The psychoanalysis he made, there is nothing like that, no God, but people just made it up. And then we have Nietzsche, Friedrich from Germany, who said the idea of Maut al-Ilah al-A'zam الدين فكرة عبثية وجريمة ضد الحياة. He said, the death of the Creator God. I mean, God was there, but he died. And religion is like nonsense idea and crime against life. That is his theory, his famous words. And then, and so on. Until today, we have these people still exist. We have 1 billion atheists nowadays on earth. 1 billion atheists. Anyway, so it is something, it is there. But see with the Aqeedah, for example, when I start to give you some phrases tonight, the Aqeedah, the number one is what? La ilaha illallah. This is Aqeedah. There is no God but Allah. Full stop. We say this, we believe in it, and we lock it into our heart. And when we put something in your heart, you act upon it. If you want to know what is in somebody's mind, you listen to what they say. If you want to know what is in their heart, you look at what they do. Because we say from our mind and we do from our heart. That was, you see, some people sometimes they threaten you and then they go and do you favor. It means they're good people in their heart, but emotion controlling them. So far with their mind, they talk with their mind, but they do with their heart. Just like when we're kids and we are not, our father will say, I'm going to kill you. The only promise never happened is the promise of the father to the little kid. I'm going to kill you, but they never do so. Because this is the mind, emotion, and the heart is full of love. So we do what is coming from our heart, and we say what is coming from our mind. So this is a mess in the world. So we need the Aqeedah. How to make things really happen and make it real. That's why we say, number one, we say, Allahu wahidun la sharika lahu. Allah is one, no partner with him. Full stop. Aqeedah. It is locked in our heart, no compromise, no confusion, no second idea. Allah is one and no partner with him. Because some people believe he is not there. And some people say, oh, he is three. There are three of them. And some believe there are 300 million of them. But see the true Aqeedah, Allahu wahidun la sharika lahu. Allah is one, no partner with him. Number two, la shay'a mithlahu. Nothing like into him. Aqeedah, I believe and I look that in my heart, nothing and no one is like Allah. La yu'jizuhu shay'. He will never be disabled to do something. Sometimes we are disabled and not able to do something, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam in his dua, he used to say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-ajzi wal-kasal. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you against laziness and ajiz. What is ajiz? When you are not able to do what you want to do. So kasal is qudratul al-aql wa ajzul badan. Lazy people, their body is able to do it, but their mind doesn't want to do it. This is a lazy person. Their body is able to do it, but their mind doesn't want to. And ajiz is the opposite. Our mind wants to do it, but we don't have the power to do it. It's ajiz. Like when we are old, we can't even open the milk bottle. You need somebody to help you. Ajiz. That we call it elderly people, ajuz. Ajuz, someone who is disabled physically and so on. So, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la yu'jizuhu shay'. There's nothing can defeat him. He will not fail to do what he wants to do. La ilaha ghayruhu, and no God except him. Allah is one. If you read in Surah Al-An'am, from ayah 83 until 87, Allah mentioned 18 messengers, starting from Ibrahim until Lot. Ibrahim, Ismail, Ishaq, Yaqub, Yusuf, Harun, Musa, Suleiman, Dawood, Ilyas, Eliasa, Dhul-Kifl, Hud, Saleh, Lot, all of them, ayah after ayah, 18 of them, he praised them. And then in the end he said about them, وَلَوْ أَشْرَكُوا لَحَبِطَ عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. If they did shirk, all their achievement will vanish and they become losers. Even with the Anbiya, the prophets, no compromise in the Aqeedah. even with they have been threatened, with all your good work, your da'wah, all invite people to Allah. If they do shirk, what they did, if they had an aim other than Allah in it, habita amaluhu. Habita amaluhu mean everything you, just like when you do Allah, you spend the whole night to do a very, very difficult homework or assessment, and then you press the wrong button in the morning and all deleted. So you spend the whole night, but see, habit al-amal, it went back to zero. This is what shirk does. You do everything, but because you made a partner with Allah, it all becomes destroyed completely. This is how the Prophet have been threatened. So this is the importance of La ilaha illallah. And the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, if La ilaha illallah was put on one hand of the scale, and the rest of the universe in another scale, La ilaha illallah will be heavier. I mean, who can be heavier than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This is just a word. See the importance of the Aqeedah? Aqeedah is what will drive you. We have to be faith-driven people. Everything we say, we have the Aqeedah and we don't compromise. And I will do my best all of these classes not to go to the controversial, because this topic is so sensitive. Some people, they just want to know, what is your Aqeedah? What is your Aqeedah? And they hate you because you have different opinion. But there is no difference in the Aqeedah, in the real Aqeedah. What is that? Will anybody have a problem when you say Allahu Akbar? And that's what the Prophet ﷺ used to say to Hussein bin Imran. Are you angry that I'm saying La ilaha illallah Hussein? Be honest with me. Do you really, truly from your heart, do you really know someone other than Allah as a God? Be honest. Are you angry because I'm saying Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest? Do you really know someone who is greater than Allah? Be honest. And Imran said, no. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. A question to a clean heart. His heart spoke out. As you know, our mouth can lie, but heart can never lie. And that's why we are told, listen to your heart, because heart can never lie. So the Aqeedah is the driving force will make us do or don't. So it's very important to get it right. And starting with what? La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. And this is a word that will make Allah accept anything else we do in our life. We're living a very difficult time. And this is invading the world now. The three most dangerous things invading the world, what is that? Atheism. People start to believe there is no God. Why do they do that? As you know, to obey your desire without feeling guilty, you bury your head in the sand. Just says there is no God. And when you say there is that, that means I don't have religious obligations. There is no halal and haram. I should not limit my freedom. And that is the idea from the theory of Sigmund Freud. Yeah. And everything should be free. Everything, you name it. There should be no barriers. Make and share it everything. That's how they go that low to make the human being. You don't need to tie yourself with the shackles of religion and culture and ethics now. Liberalism. I mean, we can say that, but I mean, we have to say it properly that empirical scientific theory and the philosophical intellectual theory. I mean, they're very deep words, but the bottom line is that analyze everything in the absence of God. Then do not include God in it. Your social life, financial life, personal life, economic life. Dismiss God from the public square of life. That's how to say it here. And just believe God is not there. And if he is there, we don't need him in our day-to-day affairs. It means separate religion from state, religion from life. I mean, like this society, Australia, for example, the Westerners. Secularism is part of atheism, we can say. But it's good for us, secular community, good for the people like us. You are free to do whatever you want to do, but do not impose it on other people. You can share it with them if they like it. So this is a good field for us to grow religiously if we survive the challenge. Because around us there is something pulling our legs. If you can survive, you are free to be the best Muslim in here. because you are protected to be a Muslim if you want. As I told you last time, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and the Sahaba, they didn't have the privilege we have today. That government of the Prophet's time was killing the Muslims, torturing them, burning them alive, drowning them, what they have done to Ammar bin Yasir, until he declared, okay, he said bad stuff about the Prophet Muhammad, under the pressure. And the Prophet have to hide. Look at us, we are protected, giving Islamic center, Islamic school, practice your deen. If somebody touch you, you tell the government they stand by you. So secularism in here is good in this way, but will we survive it? Will we follow Musa, or are we going to say, no, we're happy with Pharaoh, we're going to stay with Pharaoh? That is the problem. Otherwise, our Aqeedah will be driving us, inshallah, but we need to get it right. Take it straight from the Quran and from the Sunnah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. That takes us to where do we take our Aqeedah from? From the Quran and the Sunnah. For example, when you say Allah is one, who said so? He said, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Say He is Allah, the only one. Allahu Samad, He is the self-sufficient. Everything and everyone need Him. He needs none. We will not exist without Him. We will not get what to eat without He providing us. What to drink, all the organs keep us alive, He gave it to us. We eat, He doesn't eat. We drink, He doesn't drink. Lam yalid wa lam yulad, He begets not, and He was not begotten. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad, and there is none co-equal to Him or comparable with Him. This is Aqeedah. Laysa kamithlihi shay, nothing like unto Him. This is Aqeedah. Allahu Wahid, Aqeedah. See what Aqeedah means? Very simple. Believe in it and let it drive you. So when you do something in your life, you know who you're doing it for. One God and one purpose, and that is it. We call that ikhlas. Pure belief and pure faith and pure in our Aqeedah. It's very important to hold on to this, because once we get it wrong, we cannot move anyway. It's just like when you have a flat tire. You cannot move until you change it. You say bad attitude is just like a flat tire. You cannot move anyway unless you change that tire. Sometimes we have bad attitude. Due to that, we will never learn, we will never understand, because we have that attitude. We have to remove it and change it in order to move ahead. Yeah. So I believe, to make it short tonight, as a beginning, inshallah, from the next things, we're going to take one thing and then we go around. For example, when we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala qadimun bila ibtida, and also he has no beginning, he is old without beginning and eternal without end. What does that mean? And also, for example, al-qada'u wal-qadar, the fate and the predestiny, how it works, because many atheists having problem with that. Why God did this? Why God did that? They don't understand. There's like little kids saying, why my dad doesn't allow me to watch TV 24 hours? Why? Because they don't know yet. And the more you know Allah's reasoning and His purpose in what He's doing, then we will come to understand it. So I will leave it short like this to that, inshallah. And we just go home with Surah Al-Ikhlas is complete Aqeedah. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say He is Allah, the only one, Aqeedah. We don't compromise. Never. Allahu Samad, the self-sufficient and the one who everyone needs Him, but He needs none. Lam yalid. He has no son, no daughter, no way. He didn't give birth to anybody or anything. Walam yulad. He was not begotten either. This is Aqeedah, we don't compromise. And that's why I recite to you Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun in the second rak'ah. Complete faith, lakum dinukum waliya din. If the trying in the discussion fail for you to join our Aqeedah, you go with yours, I have mine, and that is Islam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والحمد لله